Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I think especially going into an off day, we can build on this, and obviously we get to go home for a while and to start out, on a long road trip and be able to have a positive road trip. I think is a good sign too.
Joe, it seems like things are moving in the right direction. Why do you believe they're going to continue to trend upwards?
Well, I just, I like the moves that we've made. I like that we've got, pretty much, some guys back physically. I think our starters have done, somewhat of a better job, and our bullpen's getting back on track, and I think our bullpen's much deeper.
Clint Frazier responsible for the go-ahead runs. What is it about him that it seems like he's always involved in a big play? He really impacts the baseball on both sides.
I think that because when he hits the baseball, he impacts it. And, a lot of times good things are going to happen. They're going to be doubles and home runs, and he's got a pretty good approach. He's got a pretty patient approach, but he's had some big hits for us.
When you say patient, I think he's only had one walk. Can you elaborate on that?
He gets into long at bats. It's not bam, bam, bam. He gets into long at bats. He looks for pitches to hit, and I know he's only walked once. I think those, as time goes on, will turn into more as he understands what pitchers are trying to do to him. But very seldom do you see him make a first pitch out, a second pitch out. They're longer at bats.
Joe, because of the season that Judge has had and some of the hype surrounding your young guys, do you think Didi's season's been overlooked a little bit this year?
Yeah, probably. Probably because of the season that Judge has had. A lot of our guys' season have been overlooked to this point. And, I understand how that happens, but yeah, I mean, Didi's been big, and, we were talking, he hadn't had much success off of Gallardo going into today. I still felt it was a good matchup for him, and it turned out to be, but, I mean, he's had a really good start at the second half, too.
Are there many shortstops that have had a better season overall than him?
I can't think of a lot. Now, I don't know the National League shortstops like I know the American League shortstops, but, I mean, his been pretty good, and consider he missed a month.
Joe, the way things went from the middle of June to the middle of July, do you feel fortunate to be 2.5 out?
Yeah, I do. We really had a hard time, and we had built, where we got pretty far over 500, but we fell and we were struggling and we were having a hard time winning games, and to only be 2.5 out. I mean, we've still got a ton of games in our division. You feel pretty fortunate.
Joe, this rotation spot, such a struggle. You went to Smith. You haven't been getting like that. But how do you kind of plan to get through it? And do you feel like you need an upgrade there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we did what we had to do today to get through it. And we'll continue to do that. I mean, that's our job, to figure out how to get through it. And, it looked like he was going to get out of that fourth inning. He got the 2 outs with the bases loaded, and he didn't get a fastball where he wanted. It turned out to 4 runs. But, we'll keep battling through it. That's all you can do.
I know we've asked you about it a lot, but using Chad Green for the first time on back-to-back days, was there any trepidation in doing so, and how pleased were you with the results?
There wasn't trepidation in doing so. I didn't really want, I was hoping that we could get through 4 and I could just use him for 2 innings, because he didn't throw a lot of pitches yesterday. And then, I was trying to get through that 4th inning, and we weren't able to do it because I knew that I had Robertson. Once I got Robertson up, I had to get him in the game. I had Dellin, maybe for 4 outs. Chapman maybe for 4 outs. Didn't have other guys, so I was trying to get through it. But, we figured he was ready to do it, and he didn't work too hard last night.
Having Robertson around allows you to use Dellin in the 7th. It's the first time you started the 7th this year.
Yeah, I mean, it allows me to interchange things. And I knew Dallin probably had a little more gas in his tank than Robbie did, just because Robbie had thrown the 2 previous days.
With Green, I know maybe it's different when he starts going through a lineup more than once, but is he in play at all for that 5th starter?
It's just it takes so long to build up. That's the thing. And we love what he gives us out of the bullpen. So, to rebuild him up would probably take 3 or 4 starts, and you really don't want him out of your pen for 3 or 4 starts.
Joe, I know you said Chance Adams needs work. I mean, can you go to that option?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say it again. That decision's not in my hand, right? I don't really get to see him on a daily basis, and they feel that he still needs work. So